Hello, friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I wanted to come to you today to talk a little bit about justice. The justice that I am seeking regarding the incidents that happened to me. And most importantly, I want to talk about why I feel like almost a decade later, the justice that I've been looking for has taken so long. And why almost a decade later, I still continue to fight. Part of the reason why this justice has taken so long to come through is because nobody, and I mean absolutely zero people, have attempted to help me. At the time that my house was being stolen from me and my grandmother's identity was being stolen, no one in my family, my mom, my dad, none of my aunts, and no close relatives that I had offered to help me at all. During no time over the 5 years that I was in California living in a car did a single person lift a single finger to even check on my house, to even try to stop the woman, to even contact me, to even try and help me. And obviously, I mentioned this before. Before I left, I spent a little bit over a year, trying to stop the woman from doing what she did by reaching out to everybody from the constable to the loan, the bank that held the loan for the house, to the internal affairs department of the local police force, to the American Civil Liberties Union, and nobody responded. Now, that's the part that I talk about where there are people in government places who've pulled strings to make it so that all of the resources are stopped for me. And that is exactly what occurred. So not only am I fighting against people who have done things in the shadows, I've been fighting against people who have done things technically like under the law. They technically filed paperwork. Like the woman in Seattle filed paperwork as my grandmother, and it looks like she's my grandmother. So technically, until an investigation is launched, it looks as if my grandmother is doing these transactions. When somebody just doesn't read my letter at the American Civil Liberties Union, or just doesn't open the email about my case when it comes to the constable or the internal affairs, there's nothing I can do about that except for continue to fight and go to every avenue I could. I fought trying to receive legal justice for 5 years. And once I made it to a safe space, I came to the conclusion that the best way for me to seek justice would be through exposing the people involved, and which is why I wrote the book. And now I'm working very hard to make sure that somebody who's considered the right eyes sees it. Unfortunately, up to this point, the only people who have seen it are just people who are watching. And most people have some sort of connection to the entertainment entities that have wronged not just me but them. So it's very difficult for me to even find some sort of compassion from somebody who loves the Disney Corporation who loves the NFL about what is going on, because these types of people are willing to look past heinous behavior because they are being entertained by the criminals. They're willing to look past criminal activity because of entertainment. They're willing to look past the fact that somebody is a cheater or a rapist or a sex trafficker because they're entertained by them on the football field or on the movie screen. So when it comes to morality, there's not that much going on in this country, especially on this planet. And when it comes to justice, people are willing to turn a blind eye to what is wrong if they are receiving something from it as a benefit. And because of all those reasons, and also not everybody really just wants to hear about something so negative. So it's very difficult to even get the story out. Even when I try to speak about it in person, people they're made very uncomfortable. So I had to put it in the best way I could and to put it in people's faces in the most friendly and benign way that I possibly can. And so that's why it's taken so long. That's why I continue to fight. And I'm not going to stop because this is a cause worth fighting for. All right. Yay. I hope that makes sense. I love you. Bye.